Goodwood Road and Racing today is broadcasting from the Richard Petty Museum in Randleman, North Carolina. The man has 200 NASCAR wins, 7 NASCAR championships. He's been to the Festival of Speed twice. This year, he's bringing with him his 1970 Superbird. Let's go and find the man and see if we can find out a bit more.
What we got going, guys?
Richard.
Yeah, what we need to do?
Well, sir, it's a real pleasure to meet you again. Of course, last time we met at Goodwood, we were surrounded by thousands.
People everywhere.
Incredible, isn't it?
That's a neat deal. I'm looking forward to going back there.
We're looking forward to having you back, sir. Yeah. I recognise this car, and I think I know the story behind the roof. Would you mind taking us through it, please?
This is what I started with. My first race was in 1958, and it was running the convertible circuit at that time. And my dad was running a hardtop, and so we wanted to run the convertible. We just cut the top off. And I'd run the car one week, and my dad would run it the next, so we didn't have but a couple of cars. And he just unbolt the top and run it as a convertible or put the top on it. So this was what I started with. 57 Oldsmobile in 1958, and all the other race cars you see going all between. Some of them are winners, some of them are not. But okay, I think we've got 6 of the Daytona 500 winners. And this is what I wound up with. That's my first race, and this was my very last race. Well, between me and 2 or 3 others, we got in a wreck. Okay. And it busted the oil coolers, all the flames and stuff. And you know, you've heard the saying, people want to go out in a blaze of glory. I just went out in a blaze. There wasn't a whole lot of glory to it.
You didn't do any winning that day.
But it didn't hurt anybody or any of us. So, you know, wasn't a good way to go out, but it was spectacular anyway.
The next car, the car next to the Pontiac is
this
one of 2, I believe.
Yeah, this is one of the Superbirds. This car won Daytona 500 in 1970 with Pete Hamilton driving. We had 2 brand new cars, and the only difference was we had to put a red streak on the front because it had the same pit crew pitting both cars. So when they come down pit road, they didn't know which car was which. So they put a big red deal on Pete's car, and Pete had a good day and wound up winning the 500 for us. So that was a good day for Plymouth, and because this was the first time they'd shown the Superbird, and it was just so much different than any other cars going. I think Dodge had a wing and stuff on them, but it was just a spectacular deal to have sort of a rookie to come in and win the race with a brand new car, and just a big day for Petty Enterprises.
Now there's this car I recognise, and I'm sure Festival of Speed fans recognise this car.
Yeah,
is that the first car you came over with?
No, yeah, this is the first car we came with.
Yeah.
But this car here won Daytona, so I think we won a championship in that year also with that car, or one like it. So those were probably the best overall race car we ever had, as far as being a stock body and working good on short tracks or road courses, and was really a slick car for super speedway. So it was just an all-out really good race car.
So, having seen one 1970 Plymouth Superbird, the Daytona 500 winning car, it was now time to go and see the other car at the Petty Museum, the famous one, the King, Richard Petty's very own number 43 car, which we will see at this year's Goodwood Festival of Speed.
This was just a modified version of the Roadrunner. They just changed the wing, the back glass was different, and then they put a nose on the thing. And in fact, I think a couple of the cars over a period of time we converted to one way or the other. Take the nose off of it, put a regular front end on it, run it on short tracks and stuff.
How did it feel travelling at high speed in this car compared to the 69 car you were in the Ford?
It was so stable.
Yeah.
That was the deal with the nose. And at that time, it wasn't that big a deal. People wasn't talking about downforce and all this kind of stuff. We didn't even understand all that stuff. And over a period of time, they designed this car, and all of a sudden we had some downforce. And then once they did the nose, then the back end was all wiggly around, so they wound up putting the wing on the rear and spoiler back there to stabilize it. So it was almost impossible to spin this car out.
It was that good.
In other words, you run 150, 190 mile an hour and get it sideways. With the uprights on the wing and stuff, it would just go back like an airplane. It would go around and get so far, and then the wind would catch it, and it just straightened the car right back up. So we ran it most of the time like about 7, maybe 8 degrees. And if the car was, you wanted to run faster, you'd straighten it up a little bit. But if you wanted to stick to the ground a little bit more, you put a little bit more wing in the thing. That's what we call it. So.
Yeah. So this is going the Festival of Speed. What was it like the first time you went there with the 72 car? What did you expect?
Well, I'd never been. I heard the boys talk about they'd been over there and they said they'd run up a driveway, and I said, yeah, this ought to be interesting. But it was a lot more open, I guess, than what I thought. This was going to run up through the woods with trees on both sides of the road. But I didn't do a lot of burnouts or run fast and stuff. I said, I come all the way over to England to look and see people and for people to see me, so I'm going to run slow so that they got plenty of time to look at me. So we just take it easy and wave at everybody.
I'm pretty confident that you turn up with this. This will be one of the highlights of the show.
Well, this is going to be so much different. I don't think they've ever really had a Superbird. We've had all, our other cars there, and they've seen all kinds of old cars and Formula cars and all this stuff, but nothing like this. It was just a one-year model. They made it just for 1970 was the only year they made this car, and so there wasn't that many of them wandering around. And definitely, a whole lot of them didn't go out of the States.
Wow, so you haven't driven this car for many, many years then?
1970 was the last
time. That was the last time you drove it?
That's the last time I drove that car, yes.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is Larry, who works here at the Pet Museum. Larry, how are you doing? It's a pleasure. Now, I believe the King has given us permission to perhaps take the Superbird outside, start it up. Is that cool?
Sure. You want to go?
You're spoiling us, can we?
Sure.
Right, let's go, let's go. Larry beckons me over, but it's soon clear he wants to drive a little bit further than just around the car park. And then, before we know what's going on, that's it. We are pulling out onto the street in the Superbird. Disney Pixar's The King. The car that could top 200 mile an hour on the road courses, the best part of 600 horsepower. I was shaking with excitement. Car park, man.
No, we took a little ride.
Oh, listen, oh wow! I just need a moment there. The power, the noise, and even the smell of the thing. That's I guess that's the furthest it's gone since like 1970. Larry, I'm completely spoiled. What a privilege.
No problem.
What a thing! What a machine. What can I say? I'm almost stuck for words. I can think of a few. You must come and see and hear this car for yourself at the Festival of Speed in June. Can't promise passenger rides, but trust me, this is going to be absolutely spectacular.
As far as being on the racetrack, I guess Goodwood will be the closest thing to a racetrack it's seen in 30 or 40 years.